Alright, so I'm back, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Fans Toys Lupus figure. Real quick, there's his card and booklet. So this is their Weird Wolf. I believe this was their first Headmaster, but they just reissued it, and it was a very strange story of this reissue. I just don't... It was just very strange. So, for those that may not know or remember everything, I think it was early last year. They put out their Skull Cruncher, right? And then there are a lot of people like me who missed the first two, and Fans Toys didn't say anything about reissuing. Then a KO company announced that they were going to be doing them Cyclonus, and then Mindwipe, and then Weird Wolf. And they quickly after that, Fans Toys announced that they're reissuing the Mindwipe and the Weird Wolf. Then, like, the Mindwipe went up for pre-order everywhere, but the Weird Wolf, from what I've noticed, only went up on pre-order in a couple places, and it was sold out like that. And then no word on it. It would just like went radio silent. I think I know I thought, and I know a lot of other people thought that was it. They were just not going to release it, and they're just going to move on with their day. But then all of a sudden it just popped up. It was really just a really weird interaction. But anyway, so here he is, third final of the standard Headmasters. They have the horror cons. They don't, but who did that? KFC did. But yeah, we'll take a look at this guy real quick. I'm not doing the transformation because it's more of a how are they holding up kind of deal. But to start off, we do get the little Headmaster. He does have two different face options. So he's got this bottom piece here, and that will just unpeg. And you have this one here, which has got like a stronger like cheek line. And it's a little bit more like squat. So it's just a little, doesn't elongate as much, and it's just kind of, just a totally different sculpt there. Posability, I mean, there's really nothing spectacular going on here. So his shoulders are on ball pegs, so they get out a little bit. They do rotate around. They do get caught up on just the way it's sculpted. Single hinged elbow. Nothing for the waist. Hips are on ball joints. Knees on a single hinge. It goes either which way you need to, and then the feet are on ball pegs, so you get a little bit of a rocker, or you get a pretty decent rocker and a little bit of tilt. And that's just about it. And yeah, so, and then to transform him into the head mode, you just pull the arms down, take the legs, they tab in together. Fold that up, and there you go. And this will just plug into the neck just like that. Alright. Before we get into it, but from about here up, overall I pretty much like this. I really like this figure. Here down, we'll get into that. Yeah, we'll get into that. Alright, so it does come with the sword, which doubles as the tail. It does rotate here. I didn't realize that when I first got it out of the package because it was like this, and so every time I plug it into his hand, it was like backwards, and I'm like, that's stupid. And then I'm like, oh, okay. So yeah, it does rotate, in case you didn't know. Hinge. That's for the wolf mode. So this is the first minor gripe I have with this. I would have liked to see just something that would have been like tabbed, just to kind of lock this into place. Because as it is, it just kind of, it's just kind of like floppy. It's not quite the right word, but it's not very stable. Especially this pin here, which has got, the biggest kind of thing going on there. So it just kind of, I wish they would have just found a way to just click, you know what I mean? Anyway. He also does come with this rifle. Let's see here. It does tab in just fine on this hand. I couldn't get it tabbed in on this hand earlier. So I don't know if that was user error or what. But let's see here. Yeah, it's like the hand, it just doesn't quite reach it. It's just a little out of range. So, but it seems to work in this one just fine. So, there you go. Alright, setting that off to the side. Alright, posability wise, his head is on a swivel, so you get left and right. Does go up and down. So yeah, superior than their Mind Wipe, whose neck joint was so tight that I broke the head off the little guy. I think, and I don't think I'm the only one that had that issue. I believe this opens up. Yep. Does see his power stats. A lot of die cast going on in the torso here. Shoulders rotate around, and then they do go out a little bit. No butterfly or anything like that. But it works. Bicep swivel, double bend elbow, maybe. There's two hinges, but yeah, you're only gonna get that far. That's it. Let's see if it's the same over here. Yep, it looks like it should be able to go further, is the thing. So, wrist swivels, that works just fine. There's a hinge, or a ball joint, and then a hinge on the thumbs, and then each finger has 2 points of articulation. You got a pin on the top, and then plastic friction pin for the secondary digit. So not my ideal way of doing business. Does Skull Cruncher have that too? No, he's got actual metal pins in the front fingers too. So, but it works. Waist swivel. This head does not tab in, so it's just kind of floaty. Yeah. Seems like this is supposed to flip up or something. I don't know. Anyway. So yeah, waist swivel. Moving these out of the way. You've got ratchets up and down. Not tolerance super well. So yeah, great on that. Friction's out to the side. A little bit better, but not great. Thigh swivel. A little loosey-goosey there. Ratcheted knee. You got your tilt, and then there is an extreme rocker going on there. Or not extreme, but a pretty good one. And this is die cast, so you definitely get some weight at the bottom. Alright. And now I'm going to show off the thing about this guy that I'm really just not impressed with at all. This is Fans Toys, so I kind of have come to expect better from them. It just, yeah. Alright, so this panel, all of these panels here, nothing tabs in. There's no tabs, there's no nothing. It's held together with friction and hopes and dreams. So, like, if you hold it wrong, oh, you flip that one in, or, oh, you flip that one out. And this one's just, there's nothing really holding these together. It's just, I don't know. There's not a tab, there's not a plug, there's not a port. It feels, it just, see, look at this. It's just, it feels rickety. The shins really come off as hollow, and just not having things that just connect. It's just a bummer. Like, I just don't get how they could fail with it so badly. And it's such little fixes, essentially, just to run through my quick suggestions. Tab. Tabs on these, tighten up the joints a little bit, and put some sort of, like, locking mechanism to keep the wolf head down. I don't think that would have been all that difficult, but it's like, I don't know, this just, I know, and I heard a lot of people had problems with the original's feet, so maybe they just loosened it all up, and to the point where it's just not functional, but, it's just, yeah, that sounds pleasant. I don't know, guys. Alright. And then for the team shot, here he is with Skull Cruncher and the Mind Wipe. And yeah. Overall, as a team, I'm disappointed. As you guys know, I had issues with the Mind Wipe, with the head breaking, but also just, first thing I had to do out of the box is go through and tighten up all the joints. Skull Cruncher was just about perfect out of the box. I loved it, and I just was, like, enthralled with it ever since, but it's just like, I don't know. The Weird Wolf, though, he's definitely a fail. He looks good. If you get him, put him on your shelf and just don't mess with him, and you'll be fine. So I recommend him as for the completest aspect of it, but that's it. I can't recommend. It doesn't have a good feel to it. It doesn't feel like it's built to the same quality as other Fans Toys products that we've seen in the past. I don't know. I just don't know. It's not what I would have considered to be a marvelous piece of engineering, and 4 out of 10. The set as a whole is a 5 out of 10. Skull Cruncher is the shining star of it, and I don't know. I just bummed out, It's like the last few MPs I've looked at. Their Hot Rod that I looked at, he's good, but he could have been better. A couple extra locking tabs or things like that. The Make Toy Seekers. I'm all out of order, by the way. I just looked at the Seekers, and Real World But by the time you're seeing this, they've been up for a long time. The last Conehead Seekers, they were just bad. I don't know. It's like every time I get a good MP, I get like 2 or 3 bad MPs afterwards, and they're from these companies that are supposedly the best of the best. So I don't know. This is a fail. I would say, if your head isn't like, if you're not hell bent on collecting the Decepticon Headmasters, I'd just say skip this whole set. Unless you're going completist for whatever reason, I would say skip it. By the time you're seeing this video, I've probably already sold this set because I don't. Yeah, the whole point of collecting MP is to collect the cream of the crop, and at this rate, it's just not happening here. Yeah. Yep. But yeah, I guess that's really all I got for this. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. Just not great.